this is Tina from Shabbydabbydoodah. Welcome back to my channel. So, as you can see, I'm rather inundated with flowers at the moment. I seem to be drowning in them somewhat. Obviously, this has kind of come about really since clearing up under my desk. I've pulled out, obviously, loads from under my desk. So what I thought I could do is literally make some up so that they're kind of pre-layered, ready to use in some of my projects. So, oops, I just found another one there lingering at the side of my desk. So yeah, I'm just going to do that, and I thought I'd bring you along for the ride, and we would just kind of make some that are then ready to go and ready to use. So I've got a mixture here of, you know, various different things. I've got lots of paper flowers. I've got some fabricy flower type trims. I've got, you know, some sort of more satiny kind of flower trims, all sorts of different things. Oops, I've got one that's actually kind of ready to go there. So that one I can actually kind of get out the way straight away. But actually, to me, this feels like it needs inking. So I'm just going to ink this up to, you know, finish this off further. Like that. Okie dokie. So, I mean, just that little bit of inking just changes that significantly, I think. You know, just stops it from looking quite so, you know, store-bought, I guess. So that's all I'm going to do. So let's just get started and, you know, layering some up and seeing what looks pretty together. So I've got quite a lot of these. Now, personally, I don't really like this shape of flower very much. I think because I find it a little bit on the fiddly side to work with. It feels like it's very fragile and, you know, very, very prone to breaking. That's obviously because I'm quite a, you know, quite a clumsy type person. So I'm just likely to break it, to be honest, or, you know, damage it. So it's, yeah, certainly not my favourite type of flower to work with. But, I mean, straight away, but just layering it up a little bit, we can just transform the look of it. So, just inking this flower trim here. I'm just going to check whether I'm in frame or not, because I'm aware that my ink pad's off to the side, and unfortunately my camera is kind of like right in the way of the screen, if you see what I mean, the, you know, the holder thing, so I can't really see. So I mean, that looks really pretty, I think, and straight away it's kind of improved the look of that flower. So I'm just going to glue that together. Ooh. And I'm going to be using a combination of Fabri-Tac and hot glue, really, depending on the flower, I think. And of course, some of these I might just use a brad through the middle, and then they're going to be, you know, self-fastening, I suppose. So we'll just use, you know, whatever we've got to hand. So there we go. Pop that in there. And then here I've got just a little gold button, which maybe would look quite nice. What do you think? Does that button sort of enhance that, or does it not really? Let's just have a look and see what other buttons I've got, because it might be better with a plainer one. Oh, that's not very good, is it? I poured in a whole bunch, so as I had a variety. Oh, well, thankfully my floor is clear now, so I can actually see it when it drops. Oh, I think I prefer that button. Yeah. So yeah, I'm just going to be layering them up, and then I will keep them separately to these as flowers that are already layered, ready to go then. So, you know, I'm sure that I'm not alone in having lots of these paper flowers and fabric flowers and, you know, what have you. So it's good to, you know, be able to use them up, really, or, you know, make finished articles from them. So I'm going to pop that down to the side. Okay, let's do one of these. So I don't know how this one's going to ink up, whether it will take the ink very well. I mean, for me, this is a little bit tricky because this one's got the green and the blue. So yeah, this feels like a bit of a struggle to use this, to be honest. But we'll see. I probably would have been better off colouring these, to be honest, with the food colouring and things, you know, like I did with some of my other flowers. Well, I didn't colour them with the food colouring. I've coloured them with the alcohol inks. I probably would have been better off doing that, to be honest. Which I think I did do some of these ones with the alcohol inks. But obviously not these two. Or not, yeah, not these two. So layer those up like that. And then what would we have in the centre? So again, I mean, this for me, this feels difficult to use because obviously it's got those patterns on it. So we'll just see what we could do to, you know, lessen that pattern. I mean, again, I could kind of spray this with some dilutions or something, which would actually disguise pretty much most of that pattern completely, but I'm not wanting to get quite so messy today. And as you know, I do get very messy as soon as I get anything like that out. So just going to, you know, do it like this instead today. So this one, I'll just hot glue this one down, I think, because these flowers feel like they're going to be a bit more resistant to holding together if I use the Fabri-Tac that's a little bit more slow drying. I'm just wondering whether I need another flower in between those layers. So that's one of my Hawaiian type flowers. That looks quite good in there. I'll just pop that one down like that, and then this one like that. Okay, and again, don't know quite what do we want to have in the center. Let's have a look. Let's again try one of those gold ones. This is going to be one of those videos where I'm constantly dragging in those gold buttons. I have days like that where I'm determined to use a certain something and then it just gets dragged in on every single piece that I make. And then I get lots of people in the comments laughing and saying, oh, you were so determined to use that. And sometimes I manage it and sometimes I don't. I actually don't mind that with that gold button. Not sure which way up it should go. Probably going to stick it this way up just because that's the, you know, the natural side for it to go. So it'll be, you know, it'll be the easiest thing to glue it down. Oh, or not, as I just then pulled it straight up. Okay. Oops. Okay. Oops. I've now got glue coming all out. Sorry, that's because I glued it to my finger. I now have glue like all around it, so I'm just picking the glue off. There we go. But it looks pretty, doesn't it? And to be honest, now that it's held together, I could always glue, spray that now. You know, it's not kind of beyond doing anything with the colour. So, you know, if it's bothering me, I can always go back and spray that afterwards. Okay, let's take a couple of yellow ones. And again, you know, I mean, I think it's quite nice to mix the colours. Going to ink the yellow because it feels very bright. So just trying to dull it down a little bit. Okay. Like that. Do I want it in there or would I prefer it on something else? Just having a look around. Oops, that's another flower which... not one of mine, obviously. It was far too professional for mine, but I'll just see whether I might prefer the yellow and the white. Let me just ink this up, just slightly. Oh, do you know, I should really do a couple of just nice delicate ones, to be honest, so I'm not going to use that with the yellow. Let's put that out of the way before I then end up pulling it in with something else, because I'm likely to do that. You know, I'm likely to forget that I'd thought, oh, I'm going to hang on to that. Let's try that in the middle. Right, so again, let's just ink this one up. Okay. That would go on there. Well, I quite like those two together. So let's just glue this. This is actually my tacky glue, like my PVA type glue. So Already I'm using glues that I hadn't said I was going to be using, but that's that one. And then I do want something in the middle, so just see what flower might be good in the middle. Have to be careful because I'm pushing these all under the pile and I'll end up with them all dropping down the back of my desk and end up with that same mess on the floor again. So now I've cleared it, I don't really want to go back to it. Not straight away at least. So I at least hope I'm going to manage to keep on top of it for a while. So I mean, that's quite pretty, to be honest. And then again, could we have a little button in the middle? Okay. Just pop that button in there, I think. Or is it better that way? I think it's probably better that way, funnily enough. Whoa. Oops. Yeah, I mean, really, I just needed to whittle these down a little bit so as I didn't have so many in my lovely compartment organiser thing that I have on my desk that Brenda so kindly gifted me. Because I had one compartment for flowers, but it was pretty quickly becoming, you know, overflowing and just ridiculous. So I thought I need to, you know, make some flowers up so that it's then less in there and it's not then overflowing. Keep sort of having a look at this big orangey type flower, so I'm obviously wanting to use it. Let's have a look. And that's kind of quite nice. Let's just have a look and see what we'd put in the centre. I mean, we could have that one like that, to be honest. It's quite pretty. Just want to check that I wouldn't prefer something else in the centre. I mean, I could actually have it more so it's all brown. That might be better than having the gold, actually. So, okay. I mean, this is a brown flower, so it's, you know, very, very slight difference that the ink is really making. It's, you know, barely noticeable, to be honest, but. And then that doesn't really go. So again, those little gold buttons I had cut off of an old cardigan of my daughter's, which again, I'd bought up months ago, and then it had become buried under my desk. And then obviously when I then cleared out under my desk, I obviously found the cardigan. And yeah, so I then just cut the buttons off, which was brilliant. And oh, now I'm unable to actually find them. I've used one, and now where's the others? There we go. I think it had about 6 buttons or something, so just a few. So that's quite nice, isn't it? Now I'm thinking, is that too bright? In which case I could do some of that patina over that. Well, let's glue that down, because I could always patina over it, you know, using a paintbrush, I guess. So, you know, options are there. Oops. And then this one here. I'm really trying to, you know, keep on top of my mess. So, you know, obviously previously I would have just probably allowed that tray, you know, my organiser tray, to just overflow, you know, to its heart's content. But because I'm trying to keep on top of, you know, not making so much mess, I'm thinking, you know, keep on top of it straight away. And then hopefully it's not going to get too out of hand. Whereas if I just keep ignoring it before too much longer, it would just be, you know, completely and utterly overflowing. So yeah, I'm trying my best to just be a little bit better. Okay, that one's not really quite stuck yet, but just be careful putting that down behind me. seem to have a brown theme going on. I've got lots of brown ones. Let's do one of these lovely blue ones. I love this blue colour, isn't it gorgeous? So I don't want to kind of ink it too much because I don't want to like lose all of the blue, but just obviously a little bit. What shall I layer that with? Let's just try this one. So I hope everyone's having a good day. Hopefully you're, you know, having a nice time, maybe doing some projects. What are you working on? Are you a sucker for flowers like I am? Do you kind of buy them and, you know, till you're literally drowning in them? I am a sucker for flowers because they're so pretty, aren't they? That, you know, when you're in the shops, they just catch your eye and, you know, particularly if ever they're on offer or something like that. I think, oh, I'll just buy those, you know. And, you know, the fact that I really don't need to buy any more at all is kind of neither here nor there, really. Okay. Oh, I love how that one looks. That's probably my favourite out of the ones that we've done. Just going to glue that with the, oops, with the PVA. Okay. And then this one might just deserve a pearl centre, I think. I'll see. I might do a button, but because I just love this one so much. I love the colours. It might just be worthy of a pearl centre, I think. Let's have a look. So I've got some neutrally coloured buttons. Oh, that's really pretty, actually. That is pretty. Let's just pull in one of my pearls. Oops. So again, this now is quite full because, again, I topped it up, obviously, with loads of things that I found on the floor. Let's just check. I actually maybe prefer the button. Button's kind of like just more in keeping, I think. So, yeah, let's just do the button. I'll just hot glue this. Oops. Oh, come on. I got it stuck on my finger. There we go. How pretty is that? Gorgeous. Definitely my favourite from all the ones we've done. For some reason, I seem predominantly to have orange and brown. I mean, I'm guessing that that's because I've actually probably used lots of the other colours. I have no idea. Or have I just bought predominantly brown and orange? Maybe. Maybe because they're on offer. They're the ones that I've bought. I don't know. I'm thinking I must have used them, to be honest, the other colours. So this one, again, I'm going to struggle to use this. So this one I'm going to keep to colour this with the alcohol inks because personally I probably wouldn't really use that in the, you know, in a vintage kind of junk journal, to be honest. So I'm going to just put that one straight back in the container for the time being. Let's just ink this one up now. Yeah, I do find flowers very fun. Very fun. Got that little rosebud, it's quite pretty on there, isn't it? I'm just wondering whether I could do anything else with that. So, not sure about that. Got that little ivory one. I mean, that's quite pretty, isn't it? I mean, really, you know, it's just a case of playing around, isn't it? And seeing what ones look good together. And I mean, sometimes it's the ones that you least expect that actually you think, oh, that looks surprisingly nice, you know, together. Let's just have a look in my jar of my inked up, you know, Hawaiian flowers. I was hoping that I might have had something that would kind of tone quite nicely with that. I don't think I have really. Got this one, which obviously was a yellow one. I don't think that's going to really look good. Well, weirdly, it doesn't look too bad because that yellow is pretty much hidden on there. Let's just have a look. That is quite hidden. Now, sometimes I like to just do things like staple in like a word or something, or like a number. So like this one, I might just ink up this number. And we'll just staple that into there. And it just gives you a different look for your flowers. So, you know, and something just different to use. So, oops, you know, you don't have to just use conventional centres. You can mix them up. And I think that looks actually in some ways nicer than the centres. You know, to me, that just looks gorgeous now. So that one's going to the side. I might do some more of those. Oh, we're going to have to use some more of these brownie coloured ones because they seem to be the bulk of my flowers, which isn't that just so annoying. Okay. So let's see if we can mix this up with any other colours. I've got here some green. Don't know how they would look with it. Not sure. I mean, striking. I don't know whether it's kind of like, I don't know, a bit too out there maybe. Maybe most people would think, yuck, that looks horrible. Oh, that looks better, doesn't it? Yeah. So it might have been striking, but maybe hideous as well. So striking but hideous. That's probably not a good combination, is it? All right, okay. So let's put those away. And then, should we have a teeny one? Is that the teeny one? No, that's the same size. Have we got a teeny brown one? Got this one, which has got some leaves on it. Whoops, let me move that out of the way. This one's probably a bit too teeny. It's very tiny. Very teeny tiny, this one. Well, it looks okay. I'm going to, I think, staple another number on here. So, to be honest, it might just be that that's just completely pointless because it just is well lost in there, you know, that we can't even really see it. In which case, you know, why have that flower there? Well, I mean, it's not like I don't have plenty to spare, but yeah, I mean, you can't even see that now. So that's just pointless having that there. I have got this one. It's attached to the leaves. I have this one. So let me pull this one apart. So these are those mulberry flowers. I know I said just now, but when you pull the first one off, it tends to come away with the leaves. And I try and kind of keep it then attached to the leaves because sometimes I like them with the leaves and sometimes I don't. So I then go in obviously for the next lot of layers, and that's when then you can, you know, get to them without the leaves, if you see what I mean. So let's just ink this up so it's not quite so bright. So that one, and then the number. Looks really cute in there, doesn't it? So we'll just then staple that all through. Gorgeous. Whoops, did I staple that? Yeah. Don't know whether that did staple through there. Oh, it's stapled through like the hole in the middle. So I'm just going to pop a little dab of glue as an extra precaution to hold that together. I'm sure it would be fine, but because that staple's not quite gone through at the back, it's only gone through on one side. So we just then add the staple there. That's another one. Okay, let's have a look and see. Let's do one of those pretty delicate white ones that we said about. So I've got this white and I've got this gorgeous big white sort of flower. I mean, it's not white, but you know, off-white. And now it's definitely not white because obviously I've inked it up, but a bit of inking on the edges. Okay. Just, oh, that's so pretty, isn't it? Yeah, I love how that looks. Just got this fabric flower, which just wonder whether we could have that in there, or perhaps that's not really special enough. So let me just glue these together. And I try and put the petals like in between the other petals, if that makes sense, so they're not in line with the petals. So if there's 6 petals, I don't have like 2 and 2 like that. I try and stagger them off, you know, off center, if that makes sense. I have got this. That's quite cute. Oh, that is quite cute. I couldn't even tell you. This is, I think, from my sister when she got married, which was obviously years and years and years ago. I mean, like 25 years ago or something. But these were from her bridesmaids headdress things. I mean, I was a bridesmaid, but yeah, these were from our headdresses, I think. So, oops, I'm just going to glue this. Have to be careful because it's got that little stamen thing. So making sure that's kind of pushing through, and then I'm going to hot glue, which will hopefully capture, you know, the petals, the stamen, every single thing, and then push that down. Oops, like that. Oh gosh, that's not really going very well. Hold on. Okay, right. For a minute it was really off center. So that's that one. Really super pretty, isn't it? In that delicate, you know, ivory. Okay, let's have a look and see what else we've got. So we've got this massive fabric one. I'm not going to make that one up. No, I'm not going to. Right, I've got this one, which I keep pulling this in my autumn journal, and I seem to be struggling to use this. Again, I'm not keen on these shaped leaves, so for me I think that's a bit of a sticking point. You know, I'm not that fond of those, so I'm just going to try and layer it up and try and you know, almost disguise the fact that it's got those leaves, because yeah, I don't really like those very much. Just think they're a little bit pointy and not very attractive. So I mean, that's quite nice. And then we could maybe even put something behind, which will then, you know, make it just get lost a bit more in there. I just don't like them. I really don't like them. I'm going to take them out, because doesn't that just look a lot better without them? It does, doesn't it? And just before I then do attach those, I'm wondering if now, because these are now red rather than this kind of rusty brown, it might look better actually with a reddy shade rather than a brown. Is that red? Is that red? It's very hard to say, to be honest, but I think it's a bit more red than the other one, so let's just ink that up like that. And again, I would just hot glue all of this together, I think. Again, just staggering those petals so they're, you know, in amongst one another. And then this one here. And actually, I was going to put a button in here, but I'm thinking again, we could maybe have like a little number or something. You know, it might look good, it might look rubbish, but let's give it a try. The other thing that I think is really nice to do, if you didn't want to use numbers or something like that, I mean, you could use words. I think they look really good stapled in as well. But the other thing that you could do is always put a butterfly stapled in. You know, I think that looks really nice too. So play around and, you know, just mix them up. But, I mean, don't they look pretty? I mean, yeah, I think I actually prefer that, weirdly enough, to the actual centres. You know, I think they're really nice. Right, I've got this massive one, which, to be honest, obviously I've coffee dyed this and it's, you know, looking a bit the worse for wear, to be honest, but I've been obviously hoarding this for a long time because I really like it. Yeah, I know. It's seen better days, but obviously I've coffee dyed it and what have you, so of course now it has seen better days, but, you know, originally it was a really nice flower. So again, let's try and layer this up. I'm going to layer it up, I think, with some of these because it probably would benefit from, you know, quite a biggish flower being put on there. So I mean, that's quite a nice one. So again, let's just try and put that in between the petals. And then how would I lay out this? Could have a black one, I guess. No, don't want to have that. We've got a blue one. Let me just try inking this and see how this one would look. Okay, right, well, that's pretty well inked. Pretty well inked. Let's just have a look and see whether I want to have a number or something in this, or we could maybe try a butterfly like we just talked about. Let me just have a look in my butterfly box. Hold on. Oops. Well, I've actually got this one, which, I mean, that's pretty good colours for that, isn't it? So again, just ink this up. And then just I just staple that like here, like to the side a bit. Obviously that flower's a little bit damaged, so I'm trying to you know, get it where it's going to hold that flower together, but just go in there. That's quite pretty, isn't it? And then again, you know, if you want to kind of just reinforce it, you can just then dab some touches of glue to just help that stay together if you feel it needs it. I mean, it should be fine, but I'm just always very terrified of things coming apart. So, you know, I prefer to add a little bit of extra glue. There we go. So there's that flower. Again, you know, just really pretty. And, oops, I'm just going to do that because that leaf is, or that, why do I keep calling them leaves? Petal. That petal is very fragile. Okay. So that's that one. I'm going to just put that to the side. Okay, let's do a couple more. So which ones? Oh, I don't think we've done any pink ones, have we? Let's do a couple of pinks. Oh, even better. So I've got this. I can layer it up with maybe this one. No, I don't really like pink and lilac together, to be honest. I mean, I know my daughter loves pink and lilac together, but yeah, I don't think they look really very nice. They're like a little bit sickly, aren't they? The combination of the pink and the lilac. So I just like too much. But yeah, she does like it. Just going to try and ink these a little bit. Now, obviously, this is that sort of nylon-y type stuff that these flowers are made from. So, you know, it's not necessarily the best for inking. Although, actually, this seems to be inking pretty well. But, you know, sometimes they ink better than others. This one's very bright. I might have ruined this one to go with this because it might now look quite orange. Sometimes when you ink this up with like the vintage photo, when it's a sort of, you know, bright pink or anything, it can take on quite an orange kind of look, I find. Okay. Well, I might have to do those separately, perhaps. Maybe I need something else on here, so let's just have a look. Ah, that might look better. So I've got that one. What about one of these? It's more of a lilac-y kind of flower. So I know, I just said I don't like pink and lilac together. Honestly, I don't. But that's a different shade of lilac. So it kind of seems to me like it looks okay, honestly. Just embarrassing. Sometimes I say things and then 2 seconds later I'm saying the exact opposite. But I'm saying it in the context of sometimes it can look very different, you know, to how I've originally meant it. So, right, let's just glue these together. And again, I sometimes glue them, you know, like round that edge, so they're not necessarily through the centre, if that makes sense. And the reason sometimes I do that is because if you get lots of glue layered up in the centre, your flower might then become quite bulky. Whereas if you kind of move the glue around, i.e., you know, one layer in the centre, one somewhere else, it maybe will kind of not do that so much. So that's why I'm gluing in that strange way. I mean, that's quite pretty. Oh, that's very pretty. I'm now wondering whether I need another sort of more fabric type flower. So again, let me just dip into my jar of my Hawaiian flowers. Honestly, I love these Hawaiian flowers so much, and I know that I've said this before, but the irony is, obviously I've been trying to get rid of them for all these years, and now I've discovered a nice way to use them. I can actually picture myself now actually having to buy a couple of Hawaiian necklaces, which, I mean, that's just beyond strange, isn't it? Because, you know, I obviously had them for years and years, not using them, like to the point, you know, thinking, oh gosh, I'm never going to get rid of these. And now suddenly I like them so much, I'm going to end up buying more. Very strange. So we could have that like that, or do we just like it with the button? Oh dear, decisions. It's a tough one, isn't it? It is indeed a tough one. Let's try this. Yeah, maybe I prefer it like that, I think. So just pop that down there and then just place our button down in the centre. So that's another one now, ready to go, ready to be used. Put that down beside me. Okay, what else have we got? Oh, yep, we'd layered these ones up, haven't we? So mustn't forget these. Well, I guess we could layer those. You know, this is just a very sort of small, simple flower, but yeah, I mean, sometimes that's just what you need, isn't it? So again, I'm just going to, you know, hot glue. I mean, the hot glue, it's just really nice and quick and easy to use. And then we'll just do this one. And then I've just got some little tiny pearls, which you probably saw just then, and they're in pink. So I'm going to just finish that off with a little pinky pearl centre. Okay. So like that. Okay, so that one looks pretty, and let's do a couple more, because then hopefully my tray is going to be much less overflowing. So should we do another sort of delicate, pretty white type one? So I've got this one. Again, let's just ink it up a little bit. Not too much, but just a bit. Okay, and then this one's got a nice sparkly colour. So we'll just ink that up a tiny bit as well. Pop that one in there. So, I mean, these are just tiny, you know, well, they're not that tiny, but it's not got different size, is what I'm saying. It's kind of the same size petals. One's got 4, one's got 5, but they're not longer or shorter or anything than the other. Now I'm just thinking we could pop one of these little flower trims in. Like that. So just pop that down. Oops. Like that. And then probably a pearl, I think, for this one, because it's, you know, it's quite a pretty one. Don't think we want to do a pink one, because then we're restricting, you know, how we can use this. I mean, the pink does look pretty, to be fair, but we've then tied it down to, you know, can only be used really in a pink journal, is how I feel. I'm not saying that that's, you know, definitely how it is, but that's how I feel. Oops, I've got these now pearls stuck all over everything, because they're those ones that, you know, they come on a cellophane background, and they just obviously peel off of that, and so they don't really stay on it, which, yeah, it's obviously, then they're just stuck on everything. Right, let's just put them in this little jar. Okay, let's try this. It's going to be quite big on there, but that's okay. Doesn't that look pretty? So again, just hot glue that down. Okey-dokey. That looks good. Put that behind me. And right, let's do one more or two more. One or two more. So, yeah, I've got this green one. Green? Sorry. Completely, obviously, colourblind then. This yellow one. I don't know where that came from. Green. I obviously meant yellow. I think I need a cup of tea. Yeah, it's obviously cup of tea time. Okie dokie. Go with that. And I mean, obviously, I could kind of disguise the colour more if I used, you know, different coloured ink. We could actually change the colour pretty well of the flower. You know, if we didn't want to use the yellow. So I'm not sure whether that looks good with that sort of goldy centre or not, to be honest. Let me just see. Oh, all these flowers have slid under, which is annoying. Honestly, have all this stuff and still never got quite the right thing, have we? I mean, that's quite pretty. I know it's like green, you know, but it looks quite pretty. Not sure, not sure, not sure. Oh, here we go. Very tiny yellow one that's just got sort of scrumpled up, so that's better, isn't it? So let's just ink that one up as well. Oh, this is super relaxing, I must say. It's a fun activity if you're, you know, kind of got a bit of a hoard of flowers going on like I do. It's a really nice, relaxing thing to do. Okay. Oops, like that. And I mean, again, I've probably got some other coloured pearls which I could use maybe. Well, I mean, weirdly, I don't really mind that pink, but that is a bit strange, I realise. So yeah, probably best not to use that. Perhaps we'll have a number again kind of in that, or maybe a butterfly. Let me just get my numbers, come on. Oops. Sorry, I'm fishing for the right colour. I was pulling up a blue one and obviously I didn't want a blue one. So again, I mean, that little yellow one is kind of hardly showing, but that's fine. There we go. And, you know, you could script on your flowers and things. I do that sometimes, and they look really pretty when they're, you know, they have the script and things on them. So there's loads of things that you can do to kind of change the appearance of your flowers. Right, let's do one more. Let's do... Oh, I'm wondering if we could mix these. Oh my gosh, that's a striking combination, isn't it? Oops. Oh, I love how that looks. So that's a gold one, and obviously those two kind of different shades of teal, aren't they just gorgeous together? Let's just glue them in. Actually, I might prefer that the other way up. Oh no, it's okay. Okay. And then this one. Okie dokie. And then just, oops, just going to ink that up a little bit. Okay. What do we want in the centre of that? I'm thinking one of those gold buttons again. Have I used all the gold buttons that I pulled out? Yep, looks like I have. Whoops. Sorry, hot glue threads everywhere now. Let me just have a look in my little tray. Yep, I can see a gold button straight away. Just because that gold then will bring up the gold from the, you know, the original flower, the back one. for that. Okay. Oh, love that one. That's really, really, oh, really, really, really nice. Let me show you. I love those colours together. They look super striking, don't they? Right, let's do 2 more. I keep on saying, oh, let's finish. But they're such fun to make that, yeah, they're kind of quite addictive. Finding it hard to stop. So let's just go around here. Thinking again, maybe mix this with these you know, Hawaiian-y ones. Did I already do one like this earlier? I can't remember. Got this one, which again, what did I do with this? I must have inked this and glittered it by the looks of things. Oh, and of course now I'm pulling it apart. It's now not taking on that same colour. That's a bit annoying. I should have left it together. Oh, that is annoying. Because now it's not really quite right. Let's see if I layer it again. Oh, that's just pointless, isn't it? Right, let's just... let me ink this and see whether it can be disguised in any way so as it can be used. I mean, that's not too bad, is it? And I mean, depending on what centre we had, I mean, we could even layer 2 of those up. Let me just take those leaves off of this one. Oops. Like that. So that's not too bad. I wish I could remember. Obviously, I did this to this flower years and years ago, and I can't remember now what I actually used to colour that. So it's a bit annoying because otherwise I would obviously, you know, colour it again. But I can't now remember what I actually used in the first place. So that's such a shame. Okay, let's just glue this together. And this one. Okay, and then this one here. And I can just see poking under there. Oh, no, that's not quite right. I thought, oh, I might just have the perfect button. But no, it's not the perfect button at all. Let me see if I've got any more of those little gold ones from my daughter's cardigan. I thought it did have about 6 buttons, so I think I've only used like 3 or 4 so far. Oh, that doesn't look as nice as I had hoped, actually. I thought that was going to look really, really nice, but actually I'm not so keen. I mean, the other thing that you can sometimes do as centres are, you know, like the rolled roses, like these little satin roses. I'm not meaning this one, but I have got an ivory one here that I saw just now. Here we go. So that might look, oops, might look okay, might not, but oh, oops, flipping it around now. Oh, maybe that's not quite right there. I've got another button there I could try. No. Might have to go for another pearl, I think. Yep, I think I'm going to have to go for another pearl. Right. Pull them back in. Oops. As fast as I'm putting them in there, they're dropping back out. So it's because they're stuck on things. Let's try this and see how this looks. Yeah, I mean, if in doubt, I think a pearl centre is always really good. It just seems to always go with everything. I think, anyway. There we go. Okay, right, last one, promise, last one. Honestly, I'm just really enjoying doing them. So I'm finding it quite therapeutic almost doing these. Well, we don't want to do another red one, do we? I guess so. Let's put those red ones away. I definitely don't want to do that one because yeah, I don't actually like that. Oh, these are some flower trims, so they're kind of something a bit different. So I'm going to put those away. Should we do another gold one? I've got some blue kind of polka dot ones here, which we could do that. What am I going to mix that with? I wonder if I could mix it with this, like that. Also got some blue flowers here. Could layer that up. I'm not sure that that's quite right, but I've also got a couple of blue Hawaiian ones. I mean, I know this is like all different shades of blue now, but you know, sometimes that's nice, isn't it? I'm not sure that those work that brilliantly together, so yeah, perhaps I won't do those, but I have got this one here, which that's quite nice on there, to be honest. And then I do need to kind of have something that's going to squash it down a little bit more like that. So I'm just going to ink this up a bit. Oh. Oh gosh, come on. Keeps on just folding in. Folding in again. Makes it very difficult to handle. So, I mean, that's really pretty, isn't it? And then, again, do we want to have a... Oh, that's gorgeous. Yeah, that is gorgeous. I didn't think that was going to look good, but actually it does look really pretty together. Isn't this just the most gorgeous colour blue? That just looks so pretty, doesn't it? I mean, the thing is with those alcohol inks, when I did these flowers, I just kind of mixed up all different colours in the same, you know, in the same bin kind of thing. Which is a bit of a shame because I could probably never achieve the same colours exactly the same colours again. Which is a shame because, you know, some of the colours are absolutely gorgeous. Okay. There we go. So that's that one. Right, let me clear the desk off and we'll have a look at the flowers that we've done so far. Okay, so these are all the different flowers that we have made today from clearing out kind of the container that was on my desk. So it's much more manageable now. The flowers are kind of more level on there and not just spilling into all the other sections. So I feel, yeah, it's been a really good activity to have done. And obviously I have lots of scrumptious flowers now that I can't wait to start using in my journals. So thank you so much for joining me. I hope you all have a great time if you decide to, you know, purge some of your flowers, kind of using them in a similar sort of way. And yeah, have a great day, everyone. Thanks so much then. Bye.